In FieldMap 20 there are new options for displaying child layers on the form. So let's say open the example project you get from the installation. It's installed on C user public FieldMap beta example project 20, and there is a prepared example of some structure. So there is a layer side in relation 1 to 1 below the plot, and it has some attributes like vegetation cover, grass cover, and so on. And below this layer are another layers like litter, plants, shrubs, lichens, and these layers are in relation 1 to many. So this one side has 4 other sub layers. So if we open data collector by the traditional display, it is displayed in tabs. So if I go to site, so you see that all these layers are available here for filling. Disadvantage of this approach is that you have to click on the tab to see the data. Advantage of course is the size, because on the screen it consumes only a very small part, and you can have many of these forms or of these child layers even on small screens. The new approach allows you to display all these tabs at once. So if I go back to Project Manager and select the master layer for these layers, so it's a site, in this layer option is a new possibility, container for child layers, and it's called panels in scroll box. So if you activate this, you can just close the field map, store in XML, and open in data collector. So then you will see that all these tabs are visible on the one form. So on the top is the master layer, and below are all the child layers. So with these child layers, you can first of all you can click right mouse button somewhere above the form, and you can hide the header. So the header here is a litter, so you can completely hide it to get more space on the screen, and again show it. So then you can make it smaller. So if you want to still see the header but save some pixels on the screen, so you can make it smaller. Then you can change the header caption, so you can change it to any, you can even translate, so it's different than the label you set in Project Manager. So I set it back, so by default is the label from the Project Manager. And then you can resize all this panel. So if you click resize the panel, so there appear this function, and you can resize the size of that panel. So for example, this one, you know that for later you usually have only 2 options or maximally 2 options, so you can make it smaller and then click OK, so it will remember size of this panel. Big advantage is that these options are stored for your DPI of the screen, and you can have different options in different computers. So for example, in the field you work on the small GTAG with screen size 8 inches, and you set all sizes of these panels to be optimal for the GTAG T800, and then in Office you work on the big screen, and you can set different sizes for your screen in the Office, and FieldMap will remember both these options, what was in the field computer and what is in the Office. So also here you can set the table in overview. If you right click here, so you can use this resize overview table, and then you can change different size of these columns. And advantage is that it automatically also change the total overview table size. So of course you can still use this manual changing of the individual columns, but especially on the field computers it's not easy to do it using pen or finger, so it's better use this function resize overview table. So of course you can do it for other layers, like here we have the layer description, and because the master is set on the top, so you can see on the bottom, on the down, but also for this one we can set the panel for the lichens. We can set panels in scroll box, and then we will see also the header of this lichens and for this description and so on. So you see that now it's header. Also you can collapse these panels. So for example, you know that you have only shrubs and not so often plants, so you can minimize or collapse these panels. And of course also the conditional appearance of layers is working. So for example we said here the shrubs, and the shrubs will be visible only if they are presence of some shrubs. So if I say no shrubs, so then I get a warning that the layer shrubs already have some data, and if I say yes, the data will be deleted. I say yes, and then the panel disappear from this form. In the case that there is a small screen and you have big panels and cannot fit on the table, so then on the right side appears the scroll bar, and you can scroll the window up to the end. And in each individual box you can also scroll if there is not enough space to display everything. So for example, if I make visible again these shrubs, and then I set size of this shrub bigger than total screen. So if I make like this, so it's go up to some maximum, and if is it not enough, so just click OK and click again to resize. So you can repeat this step several times. And then because all forms or all boxes cannot fit on the screen, so then appears here the scroll box, and you can scroll on that total window. Okay, so that's it. Bye bye.